Alright guys, welcome back. It's part 2 of replacing the clutch. So what we got? We got two problematic ball joints, one on the left and one on the right, and yeah, they're problematic because I can't remove them from the steering knuckles. So let's first try and deal with the left one, and this is the one which is stuck in the steering knuckle, and unfortunately spraying it with WD-40 for several days and then try and hit it again with a hammer didn't help. Also, it looks like this ball joint is really old, and I've also noticed that the rubber boot is torn, and so I think it's a good idea to replace this ball joint anyway. As you may know, there is a tool like a fork removal tool, which is used to remove ball joints. Yeah, but unfortunately I don't have such tool. I need to get one, and I'll probably will. I also have such removal tool for ball joints, but unfortunately I think it's too big and I simply, can't apply it to this ball joint and knuckle. I just can't get it in. But I also know one method that I actually already used on my Golf Mark IV when I was replacing the lower control arm and the ball joint. This is a method that you can use if you replace the ball joint anyway, so you don't care about saving it. And the method is quite simple. So you just grab a chisel, you put it on the ball joint, and you hit the chisel with a hammer, and yeah, the ball joint should come out. So now let's give it a try and see if it helps. Yes! Whew, finally! Yeah! Good old chisel! Yes! Alright guys, so as expected, good old chisel and a hammer did the job. The control arm is disconnected from the steering knuckle. And now we can continue with the drive shaft removal. But first I'd like to address the right side as well. I have an idea what could work. I'm not sure. So let's give it a try and see how it goes. Here I'm putting pressure on the ball joint by jacking up the suspension, but the ball joint stud keeps spinning anyway. So guys, I couldn't get that nut off after all, and eventually I ended up just cutting that ball joint stud off. I'm not sure if it was the only way possible, but that's what I did. So yeah, I'll need to get two new ball joints when putting everything back together. Anyway, now the problem is solved, and we can finally keep moving forward with the clutch replacement. drive shaft is out. Wow. Alright guys, so the left side drive shaft is out. As you can see, the rubber boot has a hole, a tiny hole here. Yeah, and I think this is maybe the reason why the car jerks when the steering wheel is turned all the way to the left or to the right. Maybe that this CV joint is basically not good and need to be replaced. To be honest, I'm not sure yet how to check whether the CV joint itself is good or bad. You know, I was trying to bend it and turn around, and I didn't hear any suspicious noises and stuff like that. It feels kind of smooth, but at least this rubber boot need to be replaced, and maybe we'll need to add some grease, yeah, and stuff like that, but we'll see. Okay. And here it is. Check it out. Alright guys, so both drive shafts are finally out, and now I can start working on removing the gearbox. I hope it goes smoothly. Whew, wish me luck. Let's go. I damaged it, or it was already damaged. Ooh, yeah, Guys, I think the most difficult and challenging part in my case was surprisingly removing the gear shift cable ends. Oh man, it wasn't easy, but eventually I did it. Alright guys, we're getting closer and closer to removing the gearbox, and now let me give you a quick update of what I've done so far. So I have removed all the bolts from the bottom and from the sides that holds gearbox to the engine. I've also disconnected everything I could find from the gearbox. Also, I have removed the lower engine mount, and I have disconnected the gearbox from this mount. And as you can see, now the engine is supported by the jack. Also there is a jack stand just as a backup. So what's left to do is to remove all the bolts from the top. As you can see, there are a lot of pipes, hoses, wiring, stuff like that. So very little room to work, very uncomfortable. That's why I have also removed the battery and the battery tray, just to have a little more access to all that stuff. Yeah, so once I remove all the bolts on the top, the gearbox should be ready to come out. To be honest, I am a little bit nervous because I'm doing it for the very first time. This is the very first time I'm removing a gearbox. Yeah, hopefully everything goes smoothly. I won't break anything. Wish me luck. Let's do this. Guys, an hour later, one more bolt. This is crazy. Oh, my lower back. That's it. Guys, what you see here is basically the method I came up with to slowly and carefully lower the gearbox. As I already said, I'm doing this for the first time. I saw that some people support the gearbox with their body as they lower it, but I wasn't sure how heavy it is. There also wasn't much space underneath, and there were all kinds of hoses and lines on the sides that I didn't want to disconnect. I really didn't want to damage or tear anything. And yeah, if I had a transmission jack, of course I would use it, but since I don't have one, I had to come up with this whole rope setup. So guys, here's my setup for gently lowering the gearbox. Check this out. So this is a special knot that can slide up and down along the rope, and this is actually how I'm going to lower the gearbox. Guys, I'm doing it for the first time. I've never done something like this before. Yeah, I've learned how to tie this knot just, an hour ago. So I have no idea how well it's going to work, if it's going to work, but hopefully everything will go well, everything works out. So let's give it a try. So let's remove the last couple of bolts, and next I'm going to disconnect the gearbox from the engine, and we'll see how it goes. Let's go! Guys, check this out. I'm sorry for the noise. So I'm removing the last bolt, and actually the gearbox started to disconnect from the engine just by itself. You can see the gap, this gap, yeah. Okay, so but I have a plan what to do next, but I need some help.
Idzie, tak? Wykręca.
No, już chyba jest wykręcona.
Aha. Mhm. Dobra, to jest to. No jest. I jest odłączona. I wisi na tych.
Tak.
Klas.
Guys, gearbox is officially disconnected from the engine. Oh man. And actually it is hanging on those ropes. Let me show you. As you can see, yeah, we can see now the flywheel. Now I have to move the gearbox a little bit to the side, to the left, and I'll start slowly lowering it down. Cool. Cool. And here we go. Here we go, guys. Oh yeah. Alright guys, so the gearbox is finally out. To be honest guys, it was the most epic thing I've done so far on a car. Thanks God everything worked out. Guys, you might be wondering what the heck the Olympic bar is doing here. So, yeah, back in the day, I used to do some powerlifting, but today it is actually the part of the setup that allowed me to lower the gearbox. And guys, I think that would be the end of this video. In the next video, we're gonna remove the pressure plate, the clutch. We'll check the condition of the clutch. Man, I'm afraid there's no friction material left. I hope the flywheel is still okay and I won't have to replace the flywheel too. By the way, I'm sorry, I missed the last week's upload. So I think the next video where we remove the clutch, where we replace the clutch and put everything back together. So this video is gonna be on Thursday and I'm going to start uploading every Thursday from now on. So guys, hopefully next Thursday everything back together. The car is up and running, everything is fine with the clutch. Guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.